Hi, I'm Del Manick, Chief of the Victoria Police Department, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the online presentation of the trend analysis of the Victoria Police Department's Community Survey. This trend analysis is across 3 community surveys from 2014, 2017, and 2020. It allows residents of Victoria and Esquimalt to let us know how they feel and think about the service that we provide them today, and also what is it that's most important to them moving forward into the future. Before we get started, I'd like to invite Victoria and Esquimalt Police Board members, Mr. Sean Dillon and Mr. Doug Crowder, to provide some opening remarks on behalf of the board.
Thanks, Chief. Hello, I'm Sean Dillon, and I am a member of the Victoria and Esquimalt Police Board. On behalf of the board, welcome. I hope you find this presentation valuable, and we in the board certainly did. I'd like to introduce you to my board colleague, Doug Crowder, for some additional words of welcome. Doug?
Thank you, Sean, and hello, everybody. My name is Doug Crowder. I'm a member of the Victoria Esquimalt Police Board. On behalf of the board, I would like to thank all residents of Victoria and Esquimalt who took part in our survey, and I look forward to all residents taking a look at our presentation. Thank you again, and over to you, Chief.
Thank you, Doug and Sean. Now I'm going to introduce you to our director from our Community Engagement Division, Mr. Mark McIntyre. Mark is going to walk you through the results of the community survey in the same level of detail and the same format as was done with our officers and staff and the Victoria Esquimalt Police Board.
Thank you, Chief. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be presenting the 2020 VicPD Community Survey results. What you're about to see are the combined results for both the Township of Esquimalt and the City of Victoria. We have broken out those results to each municipality, and those are available on our website if you're interested in that specificity. I also want to encourage everyone who has a question or a comment about these survey results to select the link below and ask those questions, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We've held similar surveys in 2014 and 2017. It's a cornerstone of our engagement efforts in the community. And every time we do a survey, it's well appreciated and received by the community. This 2020 VicPD Community Survey is based on Statistics Canada guidelines on survey design. We also conducted a national environmental scan of existing police surveys. And we also based the 2020 survey on the design for 2014 and 2017 surveys, so we can allow for some trend analysis of similar questions. Now, in terms of methodology, we delivered surveys to a random sample of addresses in both Victoria and Esquimalt, and we issued these surveys to residences and businesses alike. Now, as I mentioned, these results I'm presenting today are combined for both Victoria and Esquimalt, but we also broke the survey results out for the 2 municipalities for community-specific reasons. And we offered 2 options for completion to respondents. The first is an online option with a unique code, so people could only take the survey once. And we also offered a mail-in option for those that would prefer to mail in the responses to us. In terms of timeline, the spring saw us deliver the surveys to households and businesses. Specifically from March 4th to May 15th, our volunteers distributed the surveys. But in mid-March, we had to move to mail-only delivery because of public health measures associated with COVID. In the summer, we compiled and analyzed the results. And now in the fall and winter of 2020 and 2021, we're doing internal and public engagement to share the findings. We randomly distributed 2,958 surveys in Victoria and Esquimalt, and of those, 969 were completed. That gives us a response rate of 33% and a margin of error of 3.13%. So that margin of error, it simply means that if this survey was administered 100 times, in 95 of those instances, the results will reflect the actual population result to within 3.13%. Just to give you an idea of a comparison of margins of error, as you can see on the screen, VicPD's margin of error of 3.13% is just about in the middle of the pack for other similar surveys conducted by police agencies across Canada in the last 10 years. Also, in terms of reach, we're very fortunate in having reached 9 people out of every 1,000 in our population of Victoria and Esquimalt. And as you can see in the chart on the screen, this compares very favorably with those other surveys conducted by police organizations across Canada in the last 10 years. Now, as I mentioned, these are combined results for both Victoria and Esquimalt, and if you'd like to see community-specific results, please visit our VicPD.ca website, and specifically our Open VicPD information portal. Now, into the results themselves, we asked a series of questions about how people felt about public safety in their community. First question, have you been a victim of crime? What we found is that results have been pretty consistent. 29% in 2020 of people, of respondents, felt that they had been a victim of crime in the last 5 years. And again, that result is fairly consistent over the last 3 surveys. We also asked respondents if crime had changed in their opinion in our jurisdiction of Victoria and Esquimalt. And what we're finding is that in gray here, this is the group of respondents who felt crime has increased. We have seen an uptick in that number over the last 6 years. And similarly, in yellow, the number of people who feel that crime has decreased has gone down. In terms of feeling safe, we asked respondents if they feel safe in their neighborhood where they live. Results have been fairly consistent over the last 6 years. But a good portion of respondents feel safer during the day, in yellow here, than at night, which is 69% of respondents in Victoria and Esquimalt indicated that they feel safe at night in their neighborhood. We asked the same question, except we changed the geography. We asked people if they felt safe in downtown Victoria or in Esquimalt Plaza, depending on which municipality they call home. And we've seen consistent results over the last few years that about 41% of people in both communities feel safe at night in their downtown, with 84% indicating that they feel safe during the day. So we asked people, what are your concerns in terms of public safety? And 48% indicated that social order concerns were of greatest concern. And by social order, I mean homelessness, panhandling, drug activity, not necessarily criminal acts, but things that have an effect on social order in communities. After that, things like theft, traffic, crime in general, and break-and-enters were the next 4 top concerns of residents. Next set of questions are about the service that VicPD delivers in Victoria and Esquimalt. So we asked respondents a series of questions about VicPD's service. First of which is, do you find VicPD is approachable, VicPD officers? And in this case, very consistent results over the last 3 surveys, in the mid 80% range of people agreeing that VicPD is approachable. You'll find that the agrees and disagrees do not add up to 100%. That's because, as we have in a note at the bottom of the page, we have a note that says there could be people who did not answer the question or simply indicated I don't know, and that's why the totals are not at 100%. We asked if respondents found VicPD to be courteous and polite. Again, 84% indicating agreement with that statement. We also asked if VicPD looks professional, and 95% of respondents indicated yes, that they agree VicPD looks professional. That's a 5% increase over 2017. Next, we asked if respondents felt that VicPD is committed to the job. 78% indicated that they agreed. 2% say they disagreed, leaving about 20% who just simply didn't know if officers are committed to their job or they had no response. That's also evident here when we asked if people felt that VicPD is accountable. 56% agreed that VicPD is accountable, which is an increase over the last 2 years. However, a good chunk of respondents simply didn't know how VicPD is accountable or how VicPD officers are held to account, or they had no answer. In terms of residents feeling comfortable talking to VicPD, essentially no change, of 88% agreeing with that. And remember the margin of error being just over 3%. However, the percentage of people that disagreed that they feel comfortable talking to VicPD more than doubled from 3% to 7% in the last 3 years. And for the statement, I feel safe and taken care of by VicPD, a 13% increase of people who agreed with that statement from 61 to 74%. But again, an increase from 5% to 11% of people who disagreed with that statement. And for the question, does VicPD use authority and force appropriately? A significant increase from 52% to 70% of people who agree with that statement this year. And the statement, I am proud of VicPD as a resident or as a business, that number is 76% with 9% disagreeing with that statement. This is the overall satisfaction with VicPD's service in the community, and that number is 86% for 2020, down slightly from the previous 2 years, but that is the overall metric from this survey about citizen satisfaction with the service that VicPD provides. In terms of moving forward and solutions for the future, we also asked, or we made the statement, police and citizens working together can help make this a better place to live and work. Almost unanimous agreement of 90% that is a true statement, and that's something that citizens agree with. Now, in terms of moving forward and tackling some of the issues in the community, we asked people's advice on how to deal with problems that exist in Victoria and Esquimalt. This was a question where people could check as many boxes as they felt appropriate. And what we found is, of the responses, almost a quarter felt that VicPD should have more patrol in place, be more visible in the community. 16% felt that VicPD should hire more officers. And you can see the other major concerns, other major suggestions from the community about how to deal with problems. We also asked respondents to offer open text fields of comments. And of the 969 respondents, more than 700 people took the time to write in comments, either compliments, complaints, suggestions for improvement. And we categorized those comments generally. And what we found is almost half were compliments of the department and our officers' work. But 13% also offered comments and suggestions on social order in our communities, and comments and suggestions about financial or resource constraints we may be facing. But a very enthusiastic response from respondents in terms of comments. Some of those I've included here, of course, protecting the privacy of those who wrote the comments. But what we find, I just took a cross-section of some of the written responses. Compliments about how VicPD officers handle interacting with people with mental health and substance use. Also found that there was comments about wait times for 911 calls and non-emergency calls. Also suggestions about amalgamating police forces. Suggestions that badly behaved officers, as this person terms it, should be dealt with quickly and comprehensively. And as the quantitative data suggested, people were interested in seeing more of our officers getting out of vehicles and talking to people on the street. There was also a number of comments about VicPD's handling of protest activity. some of which felt that police should be doing more to intervene in protests, while others were disappointed in VicPD's response. Also, a large number of responses written in from residents of Esquimalt and businesses in Esquimalt, many complimenting the visibility of officers in Esquimalt, others asking for more presence, and some compliments about being helpful and kind while serving in Esquimalt. And finally, many people wrote in that they were appreciative of being given the opportunity to take part in this survey. It means a lot to people, and they look forward to the next one, which will be in 2021. Again, for all the survey results, including the raw data as well as presentations for the combined results and Victoria and Esquimalt, please visit Open VicPD, which is on our website, and as well, please click on the link below to offer any comments or questions you have, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks very much for your time, and I hope you found these survey results helpful to you, and thank you to those who took part in our 2020 Community Survey of Victoria and Esquimalt.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for being a part of this presentation. I want to leave you with the importance of our community survey. It is the cornerstone of our engagement efforts, and it ensures that the Victoria Police Department is responsive to the ever-changing needs of our communities. Thank you.